While the games are actually free, you do need to buy tickets for the opening ceremony, which will be at the Newcastle Basketball Stadium. They go on sale tomorrow through Pro Ticket.
All right, thank you, Mitch. Thanks, Mitch. Stay with us. Gav's in next with all our weather.
Tonight's weather report brought to you by the all-new Holden, Colorado. Don't think, don't hope, do.
Well, plenty of sunshine about today, but Gav, it was a bit chillier.
It was, Tash. After a superb weekend, the cooler southerly moved through during the early hours, but it's going to heat back up during the week. Kathy Maybury took this of today's bushfire at Dudley. There is a massive amount of fuel sitting on the floor of our national parks and bushland, which is going to make this season a very long bushfire season. So prep your property and organise your bushfire emergency plan ASAP. Over the past 24-hour rainfall, probably mostly in Tasmania, again, very little. That's what's been adding to that fuel build-up throughout our national parks and bushland. A huge cluster of storms fired up north of about Kempsey, Tamworth to the northern parts of New South Wales and across the border in over the Grenville Darling Downs was this huge line of storms. It left us alone because the southerly came through during the early hours, so there wasn't the same amount of heating that occurred throughout the far north. They had a 30-degree day today. But across the nation, still very clear and a lot of heat sitting across the interior. Mount Isa breaking records. It's never been this hot this early in the season. Before this height, sliding across, a slight risk of a couple of showers with some onshore winds, which will settle, but predominantly fine. That pool of hot air is going to be drawn down across the southeast. It's going to get pushed our way, as we saw earlier in the news, later in the week. So we'll see summer-like temperatures around the 30-degree mark by the time we get to Thursday, Friday. So warming up throughout the southeast, showers in the west with that front coming through. There's that pool of hot air over the Alice, still dry. The big dry continues. Risk of a couple of showers for Sydney, but also predominantly fine. They're going to be light and patchy. 24 was reached inland along the coast, a little cooler, thanks to the onshore breezes there out of the south. We've got a little gusties there momentarily throughout the day. It's backed off now, coming straight in out of the east at 13 k's, pushing the moisture content back up, but it's dry throughout the interior. And the temperature there is going to fall, so we'll see another cool start. Southerly continuing, and then those onshore breezes pretty much coming straight in, almost out of the east, with a hint of north in it towards the end of the day. So the risk of showers will be there. They'll be light, they'll be patchy. There's not too much in it. We can see mostly throughout the east is where that threat of a shower or two will be throughout the day. So a little bit of a splash here and there. It is going to be a little cool with some increased clouds. Tops of about 19, 18 degrees along the coast, and then up around 20 degrees for the lower Hunter, and then for the upper Hunter should be into the low 20s with increased sunny breaks. So beautiful from Singleton to Merriwa, Murrurundi, and everywhere in between. So shaping up nicely for the valley. Swell, a pulse is on the way with this southerly, so we're going to see an increase. It's been very quiet, but that is going to build tomorrow up to about 2 metres. Seas at just a metre with those light tomorrow onshore winds, and all of the warnings have been lifted now. We've got a low tide in the morning, just after 10 now, sun up, 6:39 down at 5:51, and that moon heading towards a full moon for the long weekend in the middle of the school holidays, so moon phase is absolutely perfect. And shaping up nicely, just the risk of a couple of showers, but then the mercury climbing, very, very hot, then that front coming through, probably finish the week with afternoon storms after a scorcher, a real summer's day Friday, and then that system pushing through, producing a little bit of rain there on Saturday and follow-up showers there across the weekend with some cooler temperatures. Well, not too much of it. It's very, very quiet today. Some very small waves. So rock shells by the carry hole were your best bet on the old longboard. Yeah, it was a bit of a rest day, really. So good for the kids, though, for the Grommies. And it's going to be beach weather, which is fantastic news. We had the equinox, so it's back into the southern hemisphere. So longer days here on.
Nice.
Sounds good. Thanks, Gav.
Love a star, Paddy. That's the latest news.
From all of us here.
Good night.
Night.